Yes, you've talked, Ms. Hanabusa, about the importance of jobs, and 94,000 jobs were lost in the United States last month. And the job market is said to be as bad in the U.S. as it was in the 1930s. On your website, you mentioned putting Americans back to work is your first priority. And we want to know more specifics about what you would do to create new jobs, and especially here in Hawaii.
Thanks, Dembe. Good evening. First of all, let's not mix statistics. Hawaii's unemployment rate is about, I think it's 6.7. So we're way below the 8%. And in fact, we at one point in time had the lowest unemployment rate in the nation. Again, I said one of the things that we knew, and this is where I believe the state government had attacked it earlier on, is the fact that if you're going to stimulate the economy, you must first look to whatever you have to do to build that public confidence. Building the public confidence means the people are at work. The construction projects put people back to work. The whole idea of tourism growing, and you know, when you look at it, we have had an increase in the amount of demand for tourists. We see the numbers changing, and we have people traveling. The thought of APEC, they all help. Nationally, I think we must follow along those lines. This is an opportunity for us to look at what they did in the 1930s and to realize that infrastructure is critical. That's what stimulus did. They put money in roads and in harbors, airports. This is also the way we should look at it. If we are going to invest in America, let's invest in infrastructure, and let's also invest in building a new economy, the green economy.
Thank you, Ms. Hanabusa. Rebuttal from Mr. Dijou.
The 6.7% unemployment rate here in the state of Hawaii is simply terrible. Yes, it is below the national average, but it is simply not acceptable for the people here in the state. Our historical rate of unemployment here in Hawaii is about 2.5%. So running a 6.7% unemployment rate is almost 3 times what our historical average is. We need to turn this around. What the federal government has done is launch a stimulus package, and I go back and emphasize this to all of you here. This $860 billion that the federal government spent of your money works out to about $7,000 per household. And you need to ask yourself, have you gotten your $7,000 worth from this stimulus package? The way we turn around this economy, the way we create more jobs, is not going to come from bureaucracy. It's not going to come from a regulation, and it's certainly not going to come from an act of Congress. It's going to come from an entrepreneur, an investor who creates a job. And that's what we need to encourage, that's what we need more of, and that's what Congress is failing to do for the American people.